The situation that I'm in right now, after I said that I was going to upload episodes sharing these signs at the end of the world, basically bad things that many human beings are going to start to do in just typical day-to-day societal environments. So it's not going to be something far off that some people will be safe from, right? Like a crime over there or chaos over there that's too big. Not everyone's going to see big things. But demons are planning to do evil or crimes or sins that are just every single day, every single hour, every single normal place you and I could go to. The goal is to ruin our ability to just live peacefully in society. And the main course of that really is perversion. They're going to try to introduce a lot of perversion in environments that normally you wouldn't see it. Normally you'd have peace. Again, evil was everywhere, so they could normally enter every location. They just made someone come out of their car right now when I started recording. And it's like my heart is under attack because they're putting witchcraft on me as they try to walk towards me. So it's like, it feels like my voice is shaking. I'm just going to let them pass. They're pretending to be a normal person, though. That's what I mean. The goal is to do these behaviors in covert ways so that really harmful human beings can get away with doing evil every day. Because they're not going to always do something that's criminal or evil in itself, but it's psychological torture. They're basically stalking people, watching people, harassing people, and working for demons covertly like this. This is when they want me to just kill someone, so I'm just going to wait and let them pass. It's basically that stalker, but it's pretending to be a normal person. A lot of you are going to start to deal with these sort of behaviors or certain human beings like this. And they're going to try to make you aware of themselves. Anyways, right? I wanted to share those signs. Sadly, because I wanted to do this a few months ago, there's one that has already happened. So I hate it when something only, I know in that sense that God showed it to me. Since demons follow me, I hated that they delay me so much because I wanted to do this months ago, right? That then something happens a little bit. It doesn't seem like this is something I learned a long time ago, which is, they're going to start using every demographic, like children, teenagers. They're going to start to use them to do very evil things. But mainly, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be perversion. So there's just a lot of human beings right now being born, and they're just growing up to be nasty. They're growing up to be predators. They're growing up to already be, right, like just too mature in how they see evil. You're going to get confused. You're going to start to question God and say, how is that a child? Yes, criminal kids always existed. I just mean it's like the average one now. See how dangerous that is? How is the average person evil, right? It's going to spread like plague. They're going to outnumber us. And that's kind of to some degree what God wants when he sends down the truth. Whoever he's going to use, he's going to tell them to call some of these wicked people. And that person's not going to like them, just like I don't, whoever they are, whether it's Jesus or someone else. But they're going to have to do the mission. Just like every day I have to be patient when I know these human beings, what they're possessed to do. It's not directed at me, I know, but the only way to overcome it is to see that God has shown me what they want to do in the world and just disconnect it from myself. And you need to do the same when you see evil. Disconnect it from yourself. It's never personal. Demons have an advantage that you and I didn't get to decide. We were not in that meeting when they asked God for power. So, right, because I want to share this stuff, I'm going to start with the children because I know children are going to be used by demons right now. The teenagers part, they already started to use them. When I gave hints in past episodes where I said everywhere I go, teenagers keep stealing and committing crime. I didn't think this stuff mattered. I thought it was just something I was seeing. But knowing that all of a sudden, right, that's what I mean. God shows it to me first. Then a few months later, it happens somewhere in the country or somewhere else. So that's what I mean. I'm always the first person to see it. So if I don't talk about it, then it doesn't seem like, right, I'm sharing anything with you. So I'm going to warn you of the other ones. And because, right, I wanted to do that yesterday, I told you guys that's what I'm going to start sharing with you. Something really horrible happened yesterday. I got attacked again, you know? So this episode is not to really start on it. Maybe I will. How about that? How about I start with some examples? But this episode is just to tell you I'm really having a hard time, you know? Just so that you know what's happening with my life. It's very hard to worship God with the power He gave these demons. So I don't want you to think someone like me treats God like some sort of bubbly way. You know, I get mad at Him almost every 2 hours. He lets them possess humans, these demons, and sometimes animals and pests, which is what they're going to start to use in society to also increase crime, harassment, danger, death. Animals and pests cause sicknesses, whatever you think these other two species could cause you. It's not just humans. And some people, they're going to start to see demons in people. You're going to start to see them manifest in someone. You're going to look at someone and you're going to know it. That is a demon and not a person. So it's not just me. You guys are going to start to see things. Some people are going to start to approach you with like an outburst, and they're going to start cursing you, threatening you. And you get me? It's not just, those humans, even when they do it, they're possessed by demons. I just mean the demon will be so obvious to you now. You're going to start to have sort of a little bit of that ability as human beings to be awake to the spiritual side way too much than you and I were, right? Hundreds of years ago in past times. So it's dangerous because that's why God doesn't let us see demons. It's not healthy for us. They're totally, they make you sick, you know? I don't mean they're evil. That's obvious. I mean just the way they're created. They just make us sick. I don't think if they were here, we could mix with them comfortably if they were not evil. Like, for example, when they are possessing someone, I always see something running towards me, something moving, like some sort of ghost-like looking thing, but a dark figure. And I look at the person's walking slowly. Because you get me, that's how demons are. They're fast, you know? And of course, sometimes they can walk slow to try to sneak up on you. But that's the human who's always walking slow. You get me? It's always the human who's slow or the human who's fast. But the demon is always running. So imagine if we could see them. We're going to get sick because human beings are slow-paced. When your city is in a normal environment or situation, you're going to see people drive peacefully. We're all just slow. Hello, how are you today? Good. We're just slow-paced, right? So when we complain about getting sick, right, emotionally or psychologically, or we say things like it hurts our heart or health, it's always a fast-paced situation. Do you agree? It's too chaotic. It's too stressful. So they're always trying to make everything fast. So something bad happened yesterday, and it doesn't really matter. It's the typical thing I go through. And here I am questioning God hours and hours, and nothing happens. So just know, I'm the one who struggles with God, in ways that you may not necessarily think. Just because I'm close to Him, just because He's picked me to do these difficult things that only prophets do, even though He doesn't tell me who I am, doesn't mean I walk on this earth enjoying myself. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with, the fact that you understand Him or you know Him. If He's going to give demons this much power over you, you are going to lose yourself. So I got attacked again, even though I stopped the podcast, right? Because of that attack. It just won't stop. I'm really about to lose my ability to keep going with these podcasts, but I have to try again. Because this stuff is knowledge that will benefit people. Even if some of them starts to happen and people are like, well, we're going to see it too. I don't see why it matters if you tell us maybe. Because, I'm sorry, I need to relax right now. Because someone walked by me and there's a huge witchcraft on me and I don't feel this way. My energy and my words are going up. Because I'm getting evil thoughts. Because they're invisible. All they do is put thoughts in your head. When they really want to use a human, then they try to assault you and bother. They do real crime. So, what I was trying to say is, the podcast, right? Since I always tell you guys, God is hiding it. He's hiding me, right? I could go to a mosque right now. Everyone's just it's like they're in TV and I'm watching them, or I'm in TV and they're watching me. We're never like there together. I'm just invisible to humans. You're not going to feel anything. Only your demons get to use you, and you're not going to remember it. You just think you harassed a person, of course. You know what you did, but you don't know who I am. So, since, right, I'm hidden by God, for that reason, anyone would say, what's the point of recording this stuff? They're not going to see it. God just wants me to share the knowledge. He just simply wants me to warn you and give you wisdom, so that then, right, whether some starts to happen before you find my podcast, some will be way in the future, obviously, because evil can't just come all at once. It has to take its time and, right, find people to use and stuff. A lot of people are repenting and changing. Demons are losing as they win over there. Just know, if you're someone that was very evil or perverted or strange, and now you're back, now you're right, you're praying, you want to get close to God, just know they wanted to use you to do some of the horrible things you see every day in the news, some of the horrible, heinous crimes. Just know that. Don't think you were just a bad person over there. No, they wanted to use you. You were going to be a statistic one day. So that's why prayer matters. Yeah, we know what they want to do. Yeah, we know the world is going to end, the bad things that are coming, but that doesn't mean we don't get to pray for people and they come back and our demons lose something, right? It doesn't mean we can't do something. They'll just get some evil to happen because some humans will not change, correct? Our job is to outnumber them. Our job is to call many of them to change. Many you can call to change, so that we outnumber them, those who are on the right side. It doesn't mean we're all on the same levels of morality. You see all these loud noises, they do that just to distract me. They're not normal people having a conversation. I'm never surrounded by normal people, unless I go to specific places, obviously. So just know, every voice, every sound you hear, every footstep, everything is a witchcraft being put on me. That's how my episodes go too long and I forget things. So I wrote it down this time, right? The signs of the end of the world, the things they want to do in day-to-day society. I just wanted to record this episode to say, I'm going to start, inshallah, God willing, upload them today, right? I'm not going to make them too long. I'm not going to explain things. It's not even important. You don't need to understand the psychology or anything like that. I saw them because they persecute me using humans, animals, and pests. So if I go to a bathroom, they do some behaviors. If I go to a public place where you would say is like a street or whatever, then they do certain things. If I go inside buildings like a service, right, hotels or resorts, libraries, Barnes and Nobles, restaurants, malls, whichever way you want to categorize them, right? If I go to places like try to rent somewhere, every category, right? They do certain things that are very evil, but usually perverted. And that's what they will start to do globally. So I'm going to share with you. I'm just going to get to the point, therefore, right? I can just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have to teach psychology as much, you know? And I don't want these episodes to be too long, because the podcast and people would have a hard time finishing it, right? Because the truth is coming, whether it's a scripture, Prophet Jesus coming with something, you know? Even though, right, there's another leader that's going to come before him. Still, I don't want to overwhelm you with too many episodes and too much knowledge. I try to be generic. Also, because we're human beings, we forget. We'd rather just get the main idea and not waste our time on details, because that's for you to just learn on your own time. So obviously, every part of my podcast is not about teaching you something, right? Sometimes I'm just motivating you or just talking about generic things, and sometimes I add some wisdom to it. Okay, but just know I'm having a really hard time today. God let these demons do something yesterday where you would have just stopped worshiping him if you were me, you know? You're done. And I keep telling him, like, are you testing my character? Like, I'm not going to be a disbeliever. Like, when are you just going to stop? And there's no answer. So that's why he puts people like prophets. I don't know who I am, but someone unique situation like me. That's why he puts us in these weird situations. So we can understand times where we can even question God ourselves. It's just he's not going to put me through the same test you go through when you question him, because that's too easy for me. So he's going to pick a bigger one. Literally. So that you also know what it means to be confused and to get angry with him. Only he knows what his intention is. We can only, right, people who learn the religion from Bible and Quran, the good parts, just focus on usually what his intention usually was. You know, it's just not really something you and I should sit down and waste our energy on. You should just live your life and repent and just be fine. There's just not much you and I can do. You know? Of course, praying and complaining makes a difference. So don't ever forget to complain to him. You know? Complain about who's tormenting your life, even if it's a demon possessing you. Complaining matters. It's just, for me, it doesn't seem to matter. Because he picked the time. Until that time comes, they get to ruin my life and follow me around. They get to get out of their car, even though I didn't know there was someone in there, just right when I start recording. They get to pop out of every corner. And you might think, even if you're spiritually someone who can see demons in people, right? And they're trying to torment you, right? Because people are not doing anything. They're just walking by you. You're a smart person. Just ignore it. How can I ignore it? They put witchcraft on me. You know, bad things happen to me. So you see how much anger then you're going to live with. You're going to live with so much unresolved anger because human beings, many of them are actually witches. They're sorcerers. They actually do magic and stuff. They're cursing cities and countries, and I get to see them. So prophets used to see them, and they would accuse prophets of being mentally ill because of that invisibility quality. They like to accuse you of being crazy. It's not hard, just so you know. There's obviously a way out when demons possess someone and label you crazy, because you get to know this person is doing something spiritual, you know? Or maybe they actually did something physical, like a crime, and they're hiding it, and you expose them to people. They can still also label you crazy, right? That means they all have narcissistic qualities, because narcissists are like that. It's not hard. If you command their demon to do something, if you pray against them, something will happen to them. How did I not prove you're a demon then, right? Because if you're not real, then how did I just make you do something? How did I get you out of this body? Like that. So that's prophets, what they also had the power to do. A demon possesses someone, run towards him, harasses him. He just says something, and the person falls to the ground. How can you not prove that was something else? Why would a human fall to the ground like that? You get me? So, because they're commanding demons, not the human. So, you get me? I'm just having a really hard time. I don't know why I'm recording this episode, but it's just so people know I'm under extreme spiritual attack right now, because they know I'm about to start telling you signs of the end of the world. But God willing, I'm going to upload them today. I'm just going to, be quicker than them. Just fast. Just give you examples. We're not going to explain psychologies. So if you listen to this episode today, which is Wednesday, October 16, whichever time it is for you, just come back to the podcast and listen to the other one, or just know that I posted another one, inshallah, but then you, just know that other episodes are coming right after this, because they might happen like a few days from now. Some crime might happen in your community, and you're like, oh, I already know ahead of time. Basically, I just want you to know it before they happen, so you can protect yourself, because it's not about knowledge and wisdom. It's about protecting you. It's about protecting yourself, because it's going to happen in your environments. Okay. I hope it's not too depressing.